Hey guys, this is Pastor Big Al, and it is Tuesday evening. Let's see, about 5:30 here on the Central Standard Time, and I want to shoot this video for you. Do a couple of three things I'm going to do in this video. Three things. First is I want to give you kind of an update on the United Allied States, and then I want to talk about really what the big event that took place today is. And then close off with just a little bit of humor. And so I think it's all pretty good. And so I want to share these three things with you. The first is the United Allied States. Remember, I did the video of the United Allied States, a new nation, electing their first president on July 30th. Is this for real? And so that video that I did had over 1,000 views, quite a few comments, a lot of things. People were asking whether or not if I thought that this was the New World Order, if I thought this was going to open up the door for the Antichrist and things like that. Well, let me give you my first impression first. When I watched the election live, and my first impression of this election, this United Allied States election, my first impression was this is a joke. I really did. To me, it was low budget. It was just really low technology. They had one of their congressmen. I know there were some comments in the comment section whether or not that there were more than just 3 congressmen, but only 3 had been made known to us. And Steve McCullah wasn't the one who appointed all these, but the election happened July 30th. There were just 3 congressmen, and Steverson, I think is his name, he was the one that came out. The flag behind him looked fake. It looked like a plastic flag. He had a mask on. He took the mask off and kind of just had a conference call with the other 2 congressmen. And that was the election. There were 4 names that were nominated, and lo and behold, I was right. Steve McCullah gets elected as their first president. But let's go look at their website and see what we have here about Steve McCullah. And so it says United Allied States elects Stephen McCullah as the first president of sovereign entity. But you come down, and really, this was posted on August 3rd. So they posted it 4 days after the event, and so, you can look through the website, and there's really not a lot of information. There's no biography on this guy yet, so we don't know a lot about this guy. And I think that's a very bad thing for the United Allied States, because if you just don't know anything about him, they could just type in Stephen McCullah into Google, and whatever Google says about him, people are going to believe. So either way, they don't have any kind of information really about Stephen McCullah, just that he's the first president and that he will immediately carry out the United Allied States vision of setting up a mutual beneficial sovereign economic zones that guarantee individual liberty and free market enterprise. They really don't even mention on here that the inauguration is going to be on August 15th. So August 15th is the date that they had set. So if we went to the home page for the United Allied States, it really still doesn't even tell us that. The news and media, it just now posted today, really. See, even on here, it doesn't show anything about the president, and so to me it just seems like it's still just a real joke, and I'm not really putting a lot of weight on it yet. I guess we'll have to wait till August 15th, and then maybe he'll sign some treaties and some agreements so that we can have at least even know how many states. We still have no idea on the states, how many states there are. So this is just still very very mysterious. Okay, so if it's mysterious, then that's a play from the devil. The devil is a mysterious type of thing, and so right now, is it the New World Order? I don't know. There's still too many questions to be answered there. Is Steve McCullah, is he the Antichrist? Still way too many questions to be answered there. But because of all the mystery, I'm still very skeptical of this. To me, it still just looks like a big old, commercial for Bitcoin or some kind of kind of an internet type of finances or money. So it could possibly be just a con artist, just a farce. So until we really know anything more about it, I guess that's all that we really have on it right now. So that being said, there's something else that took place today that is even more so pertinent as far as end times are concerned. And so I want to share that with you because this happened just today, and it was the explosion that took place in Beirut, Lebanon. 63 right now. This is still live updates. So 63 killed, over 3,000 injured. And the reason why this is a big thing is because when it first started, people, oh man, this is going to start a war. There was speculation that Israel was involved in this because there's a lot of Hezbollah people that are involved in Lebanon, in the government there in Lebanon, and so there was some speculation that Israel had strategically attacked Beirut there in the port there in Lebanon. But let's take a look at this a little bit deeper, and we'll see that as of right now, they're confessing the Secretary General, Khatib political party, Nizar Naharan, was killed in the blast. Among those injured was Kamel Hayek, the chairman of the state-owned electricity company, who is in critical condition. Also, videos of the aftermath just shows that it's a horrible thing. Lebanese Red Cross said that every available ambulance from North Lebanon were being dispatched. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Prime Minister Hassan Diab announced that Wednesday would be the National Day of Mourning. So this is pretty, there's a lot of devastation that took place there. There was also some facts here. Prime Minister Hassan Diab said in a televised statement that facts on this dangerous depot, which has existed since 2014 or the past 6 years, will be announced. But there was, they were saying that there were some explosive substances that were held there, and it was hit. So they're looking into whether or not this was a directive attack. So more than likely it was a directive attack, but the question is, was it Israel? Was it an attack directly by Israel? Well, Israel is denying any connection whatsoever to the attacks. And that's not necessarily uncommon that Israel would deny connections to the attack, but Israel is also offering humanitarian aid to Lebanon in this, and so I have a feeling it wasn't necessarily Israel that was involved in it, but it doesn't matter if it was Israel or wasn't Israel. If they believe that it was Israel, there could be a little bit of a war or battle that's going on in that situation. So it's obviously something that we need to pay attention to, but I think that we might have a clue as to what was the cause, okay? And this is my suspicion. This is coming from the Jerusalem Post. Let's take a look at this. In the Jerusalem Post, this article here, Lebanon braces for tribunal verdict 15 years after al-Hariri assassination. Hezbollah, which is both a political party in Lebanon's government and a heavily armed militia, denies any role in the Hariri's killing. But 15 years after truck bomb killed Lebanon's former Sunni leader Rafik al-Hariri in Beirut, triggering a regional upheaval, a United Nations-backed court trying 4 suspects from the Shiite Hezbollah terror group delivers a verdict on Friday that could shake the country again. The defendant members of the powerful Iranian-backed terror group have been tried in absentia on charges of planning and arranging the 2005 bombing, which killed the former prime minister who spearheaded Lebanon's reconstruction after its long civil war. And so just from that, it seems like maybe those attacks began a little bit early because the tribunal was supposed to come in with their reports on Friday. And so it could look like this might have been an attack from Hezbollah themselves and stirring up some really bad things that are going on there in Lebanon and Beirut there. So let's be prayerful for the people there, because they are really hit hard economically right now, and just a tough time there in Lebanon. And then for this attack, this bomb, obviously it's starting to look more and more that it was not an accident. It seems to have either been a Hezbollah attack because of the tribunal judgments that should be coming out on Friday, or there's still the speculation out that this is Israel that did it. So either way, it looks like there is something happening there in Lebanon right now. So let's pay close attention to that. And then I want to share something with you that on a more humorous note. Back in, I don't know, wow, it's been a long time. I took my first church. I began pastoring back in 1997 when I took my first church in Blytheville, Arkansas. And I remember one of my first sermons. I was preaching a message. I can't even remember what the message was about or anything like that, but I was given this illustration. In this illustration, I continually said, Yosemite National Park, Yosemite National Park, Yosemite National Park. And no one said anything to me. No one said a thing to me about that until after the service. My wife said, honey, I really don't think there's a such thing as a Yosemite National Park. And I said, well, sure there is. And I showed her my sermon, my illustration, and she said, that is Yosemite National Park. It's not Yosemite, it's Yosemite. And she said, in fact, I don't think I have ever heard anybody call it Yosemite before. And I want you to fast forward 23 years later. Okay, 23 years, 1997 all the way to 2020, 23 years later, Donald Trump, President Donald Trump mispronounces Yosemite at the White House event. Now, right here it says President Donald Trump turned heads on Tuesday when he mispronounced the word Yosemite at the White House event to sign a bipartisan conservation bill. And when young Americans experience the breathtaking, this is quote by Donald Trump, when young Americans experience the breathtaking beauty of the Grand Canyon with their eyes widen in amazement as Old Faithful bursts into the sky, that which, by the way, is Yellowstone. And when they gaze upon Yosemite's towering sequoias. Now, this is his words, all right? Their love of country grows stronger than they know that every American has truly a duty to preserve this wondrous inheritance, Trump said. Now, but he stumbled over Yosemite and pronouncing it Yosemite. And then adding a syllable, Midnight. The official White House transcript released after the event notes the error with the misspelling Yosemite's, psych. It's not the first time Trump's pronunciation of locations in the United States has drawn scrutiny. And I just want to say, Mr. President, do not let it bother you one bit. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us, Mr. President. And so I just thought that was hilarious because 23 years ago it might have been called Yosemite, and I just said it wrong. I said Yosemite, but now that President Donald Trump has called it Yosemite, I think it's official now. I think it will officially go down. We ought to just go ahead and change the name from Yosemite to Yosemite, because that's the way that it's spelled. It's spelled Yosemite. So, hey, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. If you have liked this video, leave a comment, leave a heart, leave a comment in the comment section below. I really appreciate that. We'll keep watching this United Allied States. Again, I really don't know a lot about it. There's still so much mysteriousness about that. August 15th for the inauguration, and maybe he'll sign. Maybe we'll find out what the first state or how many states there are. And then we'll also keep you updated on what is going on in Beirut, Lebanon. So thank you guys again for watching my video today. And I pray, as always, that you have a blessed day.